Look, I've seen a lot of hate for Indians. Is it really true or just the media blowing it out of proportion?
Your 10-year-old stick.
You told me to have some more curry, right?
You're from India.
Go back to fucking India. Go back to India. We don't want you here. Oh my God, guys, record.
Have you heard of the 80-20 rule? If not, let me explain. If there are 10 people in a room and 2 people are saying something controversial, it makes it seem like 8 out of 10 of the people are saying the controversial stuff. So it sounds like 20% of the noise or the hate that we see might actually make us think that they really hate us. You know what? Let's just go talk to them. Okay, what's up? I'm here with
Ryan?
Lip Marlowe.
So what do you think about the CEO of Google, Microsoft, and a lot of big tech companies being Indian?
I guess it really just comes down to whether or not they're, loyal and to the country, and whether or not they have America's interest in mind. And as long as that's, kind of in check, and, they're hiring American people and creating opportunities in America, seems like it's probably okay.
So you
Yeah,
think
man.
like whoever's qualified for the job is the one for it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
it's just like, by chance, a lot of them are Indians. So what does that make you think about Indians?
Well, so like, my mom's Korean.
Uh-huh.
I'm like half white, half Korean. And seeing just like a lot of Asian people, like work really hard
Right.
and become really cool, powerful, influential people here in America.
Yeah.
It makes total sense. Culturally, we're really hard workers. Culturally, we are super smart and intelligent, and we're really good at building wealth. So it doesn't surprise me at all.
My next question is, what do you think was like a stereotype before you met Indians that actually turned out to be false?
I guess like the one answer is like they smell bad or something, and
Right.
I've never encountered that.
Do I smell bad, bro?
You smell good. You smell good. That's the Rizzler right
I
there.
have proof. I have proof.
Yeah.
My Indian friend is always looks super nice, puts himself together well, so I feel like I never really got as much of the bad stereotypes.
Like a lot of stereotypes just in general, like
Yeah.
they just turn out to be false when you
Right.
actually befriend someone like of that culture.
My third question is, would you date an Indian guy
Dude,
or a girl?
Yeah, fuck it, why not? Yeah, either of them. But yeah, dude, Indian girls are so fine.
Okay.
They're so I would totally
I agree.
do it.
I
totally,
agree.
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I want kids who look like me, have blue
Exactly.
eyes, carry down the family legacy. I feel like for generations, that's kind of been how people do it. They kind of carry down, people who look like you, carry down the culture and, similar religion, similar culture, everything like that. So I feel like it's unlikely. I'm not necessarily, against all Indians or whatever, but I feel like it's probably unlikely. Oh yeah, I was gonna say too, like, I feel like I hear the same thing from Indians. My Indian friend back home, his parents really want him to marry an Indian girl and carry down the the legacy. So I think that's how people tend to think.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you so much, man.
Cool.
Did that sound controversial, racist, hateful? Think about it for a second. The first point that he said was he wants the good of his country. He wants Americans to hire Americans. He wants more jobs to be created for Americans. Isn't that what we as Indians want as well in India? The second point that he said was he wants his children to look like him when it came to dating an Indian girl. Do we as Indians not do the same thing? We marry within our caste, we marry within the same religion, we marry within the same city, we marry within the same financial background. We also have our hang-ups, right? But we like to call them preferences. So why can't they? I sometimes think, how much do they really know about us before making any of these assumptions? And the best way to find out is we go ask them. Let's go. Okay, guys, I'm here with, what are your names?
Liz.
And Sarah?
Okay, so Liz, Sarah, what do you think of arranged marriage? Is it a smart thing or is it a really weird concept?
Yeah.
I feel like it can be smart. I feel like it depends on the individual and
Right.
what their goals are. I think
Yeah.
in this day and age, this kind of sounds nice. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like if you know a family beforehand and they're already like part of your
Right.
community and your families get to like know each
Yeah.
other, it makes sense.
Yeah. I feel like it depends on what like your values are as a person and how you like see relationships.
Yeah.
So you guys are not like close to it.
No.
It doesn't exist in the US though, right?
No, it doesn't.
No.
No.
No. Not in.
So you guys
yeah.
want to move to India and like get arranged marriage?
Honestly, it's looking better
Yeah,
and
by
better
the
by the
day.
day. Yeah. I know it's tough
Yeah,
out
in
here.
the city,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what's one thing Americans could learn from the Indian culture?
Yeah.
I feel like, at least my perception of Indian culture, families are very connected. Like people, like multi-generations live within the same household, and families are a lot more supportive, whereas like in the US, when you kind of like age out, you turn 18, you kind of have to like go off on your own and kind of like fend for yourself. But I think like families, at least like my Indian friends, I think their parents are like a lot more supportive, and they'll like help each other out, and their like grandparents kind of like will live in their homes too.
Yeah.
So I think that's like something definitely the US could learn from.
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of going along those same lines, just like being more in tune with your culture. And I think that's something that like is so much better to celebrate, and just like, I don't know, we are so like easy to like move on, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of ways where that can be great, but also like knowing how to celebrate your family and your culture, I think is really important.
Okay, that's really great. My final question is, what do you think about the culture in general, like the food, the festivals, and all that? Do you know like much about it?
I definitely have
Yeah.
more to learn, but
Definitely, yeah.
Even I do, but yeah.
yeah, no, that's so fair.
It just feels like very like bright and dynamic and fun and like lighthearted. Food's amazing. Like obviously Indian cuisine's incredible. I feel like all the holidays I'm aware of, like Diwali, Holi, they're all like seem like very fun celebrations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think also like very bright and just like very in tune with a lot of like the past and traditions.
Okay. Have you guys ever celebrated like an Indian festival?
No.
There were a couple times in college that I
Yeah.
had friends who were Indian, and so
Okay.
like Holi and those sorts of things.
Yeah.
We had some celebrations, but never
I've
in a
always
large
seen,
way.
I've always been jealous. Like I feel like people have like holy celebrations and they have like the colorful dye and it seems like really fun. And I've always like seen people like, I think New York, they have a pretty big one. And every year I'll see people like walking around with all like the dye on themselves, and it seems like really fun and like a,
Like it's kind of amazing that you guys know the names of the festivals. Like I wouldn't think that it was possible.
oh
Oh
really?
my gosh, I feel like I know so little. So
Yeah, no, I feel like just knowing it is like,
Yeah, it
I
feels
feel
like
like
the
in
bare
general
minimum.
there's like a lot of like awareness of like surface level in American culture or
Yeah.
like in American media, but not
Right.
like any like sort of like really deep understanding.
Okay.
yeah, more to learn.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, thank you so much,
Yeah,
guys.
of course.
thank
Really
you.
nice
Really
to meet
appreciate
you.
it. I am not going to lie. That was a pretty proud moment for us all Indians. They knew so much about our culture, starting from Diwali, Holi. They love our food. They wanted to understand a lot of things about arranged marriage. They were in support for so many things. It's quite amazing if you think about it. Our country is really represented all around the world in a very good way as well. Now let's go talk to someone who's American, born and raised, but looks exactly like us. Okay, so I'm here with Z,
Hi, everybody.
and Z here is representing all us brown people. Are you down for that?
Yes,
Okay, so you were born in the US.
I was born and raised here, yes.
Okay, perfect. Why do you think that brown people are like the richest community in the US?
I think it's deeply rooted in our culture. You know, we come to America, like especially like, you know, my family immigrated here, but we worked very hard, right? We worked very, very hard, and, you know, we invest our money, and we live very frugally,
Right.
you know, and with like, I even like some stories I hear about like, you know, the Patel, right?
Yeah.
How they come here and they created motels.
Yeah.
And like they live in the motels, and then they grow from there. That's how it is, you know. It's that work ethic, it's that grind,
Yeah.
and it's about living frugally, you know.
Exactly. I think that's something that hasn't changed coming from like India, Bangladesh, any place.
Yeah,
It hasn't changed when it came to the US.
yeah, it hasn't changed.
It's just the accents that have changed.
yes, the accents have changed. Yeah.
How do the stereotypes against brown people affect you as a person who's born here?
So like growing up, like when my mom would cook curry at home,
Yeah.
all of my clothes would smell like curry,
Right.
right? And so I would go to school and I would get like picked on, like, oh, you smell like curry, you smell like Indian, you know. But I think it's bigger than that. I think it's like, you know, we use a lot of spices in our cooking.
Right.
Right, so a lot of our cooking, you know, originates with so much different spices, and it's just so fragrant, and it creates that stereotype where it's like, oh, you smell. The showering thing, it's kind of funny. So like, I work with a lot of people that come from India. I work with a lot of people that come from Bangladesh. You know, I've been to like India, I've been to Bangladesh. I guess like BO and stuff like that, it's not really
Yeah.
like talked upon, like, you know, growing up there.
Yeah.
Like even when I started working with people that come from there, they don't really understand the concept of like deodorant.
Right.
And so I would kind of have to like teach them, like, hey, like, you know, your armpits kind of smell, like use this deodorant.
Right.
So I'd have to show them, like, hey, use this deodorant. You get away rid of that smell.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a true stereotype. It shouldn't affect someone like who's born here.
Yeah.
Just because you look like us, it shouldn't affect you.
Yeah.
But it's kind of our responsibility as someone coming from like the country outside
Yeah.
to represent. Like we're representing the same people.
Another stereotype that we would get is like being called a terrorist. Like I remember, yeah, of course. I mean, even like during 9/11, like Punjabis, like the ones with the turbans, like they were called terrorists, but they weren't even Muslim. There was a Punjabi guy that got beat up in a taxi. Yeah. It was like a huge problem.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
How are you different from the brown people that are here versus the brown people that are back in like India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka?
I don't see any difference, to be honest with you. I think
Okay.
to be honest with you, like I literally just, traveled last summer.
Yeah.
It's honestly here, it's just like you have more opportunities, to do different things.
Right.
You're surrounded with different cultures, different backgrounds of so many different people from around the world. When I was growing up, like I went to public school here in New York City. I was rubbing shoulders with kids that lived in the projects and like living in penthouses.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas in back home, like, you're just surrounded by the same people with the same culture, and here it's just so much more diverse.
I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah,
man.
of course, man. Anytime.
These are really good answers.
Yeah, thank you.
Brown Club represent. Let's go. So seeing all of that, do you really think that Americans don't like us? Yes, obviously there's a few people who won't like us, but the majority of Americans really do not look at Indians in any different way than we look at them. They look at us in a way where they're curious about our culture, they love our food, they love our festivals, they love the fact that we have a tight-knit family culture. And yes, hate crimes have happened, but that's not the majority. The point that I'm trying to tell you is the media, like any media, is showing whatever is controversial, and that seems to stick around. But the larger masses of Americans really do like us, and they don't go around committing hate crimes against us. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I plan to do more of these videos, and you don't want to miss out. Take care, thank you, and have a very nice day.